everyone, I am Dr. Helene Spinos. I'm an A&E doctor from Manchester and I'm also a doTerra wellness advocate, and I'm just here to talk to you a bit about Adaptiv blend because I am not kidding. This is probably like my favourite blend, and I'm frequently joking with people saying my shifts are sponsored by Adaptiv, but that's kind of how I feel at the moment. So it's been a bit of a challenging couple of years for everyone, and especially myself and my colleagues on the front line. And obviously we're coming into winter and all the winter pressures, as well as what's going on with the pandemic as well. And so it's really easy to feel overwhelmed, and I'm certainly noticing that that's how I'm feeling at the moment. And so I do my shifts in blocks, and I'm recognising that I'm feeling quite tense before I start, the night before my shifts. I'm procrastinating getting myself to bed because then obviously it's the next day, and then also when I'm going to leave for work, I'm returning to the house to check the kettles off, to check the doors are locked, to say goodbye to the dogs again. I don't know if anyone else does that and you can resonate with that, but it's all signs that I'm actually feeling a bit anxious. And I get to work and I go into the complex and see all the ambulances lined up, and your heart just sinks because you just feel overwhelmed before you've even started. And so I go in the changing rooms to get my scrubs on, and the first thing I do is I grab my Adaptiv and I do a little 16-second breathing exercise. So literally inhaling for 4 seconds, holding your breath for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, and then waiting for 4 seconds. And it just starts to bring you a little bit of stillness. It's really, really nice, and you can do a few rounds of that and it's really beneficial. And then what I'll do then is I'll pop the oil on the back of my neck. It's really nice and soothing, and it's a great place to pop the oil actually, because you've got all the blood vessels that go right up into the brain, and some of the smaller constituents within Adaptiv can actually cross the blood-brain barrier and get directly into the limbic system, which is where we process our emotions. So super effective. And Adaptiv has some great oils in it. It's got lavender, neroli, sweet gum, magnolia, wild orange, spearmint, amazing copaiba, and rosemary. So it all creates such a fantastic blend. I then put it on my elbow creases as well. So I don't put it on my wrists because I'm washing my hands all the time, and we have to wash over our wrists. So I pop it on my elbow creases, where again we've got some great blood vessels there. And then obviously I'm getting all the benefits. And then the last thing I do before I go out into the shop floor is I pop a little bit on my mask, because then obviously I'm still inhaling the beautiful Adaptiv oil, but also the spearmint in it also helps open up my airways as well, which is absolutely fantastic when you're wearing a mask for quite a few hours. I've always got Adaptiv in my top pocket of my scrubs. I frequently get it out on shifts. I even have my colleagues are always saying, oh, can I have some of that? And even when I haven't got it out, my colleagues are like, oh, have you got some of that oil? So I'm like, yeah, so I have that. And then we were really blessed at the start of lockdown, and the department got a diffuser and some oils donated by Healing Hands, and so I'll always put the diffuser on, and I've been putting in Adaptiv because I always have some Adaptiv as well for the diffuser in my little keychain, and I'll put some Adaptiv in at the start of my shift so my colleagues can enjoy it when they go in the quiet room. And then I go in there for my break, and I just you walk in and it's just so lovely and still and chilled, a little bit of calmness in the storm. And I'll read my murder mystery, eat my food, and just go back on the shop floor and just start to feel so much better than I did when I got in, and I'm ready for round 2. And then the last thing I do as well before I leave work is again I put the Adaptiv on, because I want to put it on because I feel that it helps me decompress, because at the end of a shift you're really sort of running around making sure all your patients are taken care of, handing people over, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and you can procrastinate there as well because you're worried. And so I find Adaptiv really helps me not feel overwhelmed and helps me get into the going home vibe and decompress. So it's absolutely fantastic. And we've also got a couple of other little products of Adaptiv as well, which I absolutely love. So the night before I'm starting on shift, when I'm feeling quite tense, I actually set myself a 15-minute sort of break, and I will have a nice warm bath with some Epsom salts and the Adaptiv bath oil. So I got it in the convention kit, and I was so pleased to see it in the Christmas kit because it is just absolutely lovely, and it just gives me that sense of calmness, and it stops me sort of getting worried and stops me procrastinating, and I then get into bed with all my bedtime oils. And also the beautiful Adaptiv mist, again I was so happy to sit in the Christmas catalogue, because what I do is when I've got my scrubs out the laundry and they're all dry, I spritz the mist all over it, and then I pop them in my locker. So as I actually open my locker at work, I'm just like, Adaptiv is there, and it's just so beautiful, and it's just a really great oil for calming and soothing. I also use it quite a lot actually. I've got quite an anxious dog when we go out for a walk, and you know, it can be really stressful sometimes on walks with other people's off-lead dogs, and so I'll always have Adaptiv with me because she loves it as well, and also it helps me stop feeling stressed when I'm out on a walk. So I've always got an Adaptiv roller somewhere because I just think it's such an amazing blend. There's some really great information on the doTerra.com website as well, and about the clinical trials as well, so if you're a bit of a geek like me, do have a bit of a read. So if you haven't tried Adaptiv, do give it a whirl, and if you have tried it, hopefully I've given you some suggestions for new ways to use it. So hope everyone is staying safe and staying well. Take care. Bye.